Hello and welcome to Don't Get Your Feathers in a Twist. My name's Jane and I'm a holistic wellbeing practitioner from hypnotherapy to spiritual services. And this is my podcast. It's not polished, but it's real. So I'd like to introduce you today the long-awaited Timelines of the Soul. Timelines of the Soul is something I've been working on for a couple of months now, and it's a combination of past life regression meets hypnotherapy, meets tarot, meets shamanic practices, meets breathwork, mediumship, psychic skills, everything that I have to offer. But before I go into that, I just thought I wanted to talk about the brain and some concepts out there about past life regression. So it's an incredible organ, the brain, as you know. Despite the old stories, we do use 100% of it every day. Yet some of the smartest people in the world still can't explain our magic parts, our consciousness, the sheer power of your imagination. Unfortunately, there are a few people that don't have an imagination, but for those people that do, just imagine now everything that you can imagine while you're listening to this recording. They can't even always tell the difference between a real solid memory and a highly detailed story that your mind have just made up today or yesterday or last week. This brings us to timelines of the soul. And I often get asked, how do you know these journeys are real? How do you know those past lives aren't just fantasy? First, let's address the skeptics. They'll tell you that science has proven past life memories aren't historically accurate. And aren't they right? As a practice, Timelines of the Soul isn't about passing a history exam. If we waited for science to explain everything about the mind, we'd be waiting forever. My answer is simple and freeing. I don't know the empirical difference, and that is exactly why the healing works. And just to clarify, what does empirical mean? Empirical difference means that a difference that can be observed, measured and verified using the senses through experimentation, systematic observation. For example, if you had a hot cup of coffee and a cold cup of coffee, you would be able to measure the difference because you can use a thermometer to measure the difference between the hot and cold. So this is empirical difference. You could say again, well, what's the difference between feeling genuine joy and feeling joy from recreational drugs? It's not entirely empirical because while the brain scans can show similar activity, we can't definitively measure the subjective feeling of our realness of the emotion. So we can't really measure how we're feeling. So in the context of past life regression, science can't definitively prove or disprove whether this deep, detailed narrative is historical fact or a powerful mind-created metaphor because we can't physically measure the source of the story. When we go through a session, we're not checking facts, we're navigating the deepest, most creative 100% of your mind. We access narratives that feel profoundly real and significant, and images and thoughts and feelings that are real to you in that moment in time. Timelines of the Soul is my way of guiding you through the deep subconscious to find the hidden roots of present day issues. It doesn't matter what your story is. It doesn't matter if you were a Roman soldier or even if it's a brilliant metaphor your mind has just crafted just last week or even yesterday or even today. What matters is that these narratives are revealed with one purpose: to help you heal a current pain. If you're stuck in a fear you can't logically explain or in a painful pattern that makes no sense, your subconscious is holding the key. When we explore the timelines, we find a starting point of the struggle, the experience, the feeling, whatever we're allowed to visit. And whether these roots are historical or psychological, we get an outcome. We heal an outcome. We heal the experience. We try and get some clarity on the situation. We understand what the emotional release is, and it allows us to have a way forward. It's time to stop picking apart your pain with logic and start experiencing the powerful release that comes with exploring the deepest, most mysterious 100% of your mind. So what's different about Timelines of the Soul? Well, Timelines of the Soul consists of my unique tarot deck, which I designed specifically for this session. The cards are broken down into 4 suits, if you like. Past is soul echoes. Present is soul story. Future is soul emergence. And then soul rights are the major arcana equivalent, the big hitters, if you like. On each of the cards, there are 3 keywords. And those 3 keywords are relevant to the person and the situation that when the card is drawn. Also, the card offers a shadow aspect. So the card offers an aspect to say that in order for you to move forward, you maybe need to stop doing this. So in order for you to move forward in your chosen career, you may need to let go of and release any negative feelings that you have around a situation that happened. As an example, it can be anything. So in each section, past, present, or future, you're able to draw some cards, and we use those cards as and when during the session. There isn't anything for you to remember. I completely facilitate the session. And if you use the cards, that's great. If you don't use the cards, that's great. You're able to draw cards at any moment at any time of the session. And you are able to go from past to present to past to into the future, wherever you need to go at that moment in time. Sometimes people just need to go back and visit a loved one and just be there when they're passing. There are no right or wrong answers. People can tell me whatever they need to tell me. There is nothing wrong with that. People see some random things, and that's what's key. These things that are often shown are metaphors, and the way that it comes out in the journey of the session is that the metaphor is there to help and to guide you onto your next step. Every session that I do is completely different. It's very unique to the person in front of me, whether that be face-to-face or online. I've had fantastic sessions where people have had spirits come through and help them with their healing, because that was part of their journey. I've also had sessions where we've had absolute hysterics through Trudy and different people appearing. And you can find those snippets on my YouTube channel. So there is no one size fits all. This session is led by you. I just facilitate it and allow different things to happen and different things to come through. Sometimes we might bring in a little bit of breath work. Sometimes we might bring in power animals and things like that. It really does depend on the person in front of me. There are no guarantees. And sometimes we might just do past life regression, and that's all that's needed at that moment in time. I think the thing is as well, there doesn't need to be some big shifts. Sometimes some people are expecting to have something bad in their previous life, which is why they are the way they are now. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. Everyone holds on to different things. And for one reason or another, that's the things that we hold on to, and we don't understand why. Again, our brains, we just don't understand how they work completely. You know, there's people sat there saying, I've been doing this years and years and years and years, and this isn't right, that isn't right. That's absolutely fine for you to have your own opinion. Absolutely fine, and I'm not going to argue with that. But just going back to the science fact, we can't prove or disprove either. With the help of the cards and the healing and everything else that we can bring into it if required, people leave feeling wonderful. They feel overwhelmed. They feel, happy and relieved. They feel, a lot of people have said they feel like a weight has been lifted from them. Other people have said that it was fantastic to see that person again and just relive that experience with them. So there's loads of different feedback that I've received so far, and I really do enjoy this session. Session lasts between 40 minutes to 90 minutes. I have a duty of care to you, so you're safe at all times. If you're ready to explore the healing story that your subconscious is waiting to tell you, then visit my website, www.sevenpurplefeathers.com, and book your Timelines of the Soul session today. Thanks for listening to Don't Get Your Feathers in a Twist. Please check out my website, www.sevenpurplefeathers.com. Please remember to subscribe and like the podcast. And if you've got any questions, queries or comments, please get in touch.